Hello everybody and welcome to Tabletop Simulator. This is Dr. Obsidia. We're playing Kingdom Death Monster mod through the workshop. And we're going to go after an antelope. Been a little while since I uploaded one of these, so we're going to go ahead and tackle this next lantern year. Coming along against the antelope is Ying Brainless Sneaka the Antelope. He does have blotted out and specialized in daggers. And the specialization, if you recall, is when you if your wound attempt fails after performing any reactions, you may discard another drawn hit location to attempt to wound that hit location once again. And he is carrying a dagger with the White Lion armor set. So if he's using a dagger, he gets +1 speed and +2 strength. So one of the ways to remember that, of course, on the battle UI, we've got all these different things here for him. But we do need to remember that he has +2 strength and speed. So we could just drop that into the temporary or the permanent slot here for this mission. +1 speed, +2 strength. And that goes on the dagger. Now we got to be careful with the bone darts if I happen to throw them. We're also bringing Falor here. Falor has the rawhide set and is running with a twilight sword. So we're going to want to wound. These guys are all proficient, so I need to remember. Well, Beastly's not proficient. Beastly's coming along. He's just not quite a rookie, but he's almost a rookie. Now we're bringing Olga too. Anyway, Falor's got the Twilight Sword and blotted out as well. Unconscious fighter. We're gonna get a lot of bleed, so he's definitely gonna be looking to go up against the Slender Man if we want to take him down. And we got the Bone Whisperer as well. Now, because of the specialization here, and we are now at 5 ticks on the specialization, when attacking with Twilight Sword, we ignore slow and we gain +2 speed. So his Twilight Sword is about all he attacks with. So we can go ahead and add the +2 speed down here for his Twilight Sword. It ignores the slow item on it so that it doesn't have just one attack. It actually has 3 now. As you can see, it's got 1. Now it's got 3. And we ignore cumbersome on the sword, so we can move and attack with it. And if we would really like to make sure that we know what it hits at, it says it hits at a 9, but we also have these 5 here, so we can just grab the accuracy tokens to help us out. Like this. Now all of this down here goes for that Twilight Sword. So we can see his Twilight Sword, it hits on a 3, wounds on a 2. That's pretty amazing there. And that's going to be real good for fighting the Slenderman. Also, if somebody dies, we can run over their corpse and get some pretty great stuff from it. It's kind of horrible. But let's see, it says here, heal your survivor and roll 1d10 plus your hunt XP. And his hunt XP is pretty high there, so if we rolled, it'd still be okay, but a little dangerous. You're not going to get 1 to 3 or 4 to 8. It's going to be upwards of that. So early on, that's good, but later on, we might want to think about not using that anymore. Beastly's coming to try to get his next level there. And then we're bringing Olga. We got 3 people with blotted out. Olga picked this out of the draw. So she's going to be running with a sword right now. Lucky Charm. She got the Sonorous Rest in case we need it on the hunt, which we might not. And there we go. All right. So I'll close the battle UI here. We're going to depart. And I'm just going to toss the chit down here so I know who is doing what. All right. As we depart, we need to check their departure. We do have the Dried Acanthus. We have a survival limit of 4. We get a bonus of 2. As you can see over here, just a little bit of a recap. We got 1, 2, 3 right here. And we do get bonus 1 from our hovel and from our lantern oven. We also should remember that because we have the pictograph, we can run away if we get in a bad situation. It is possible to run. All right. Which may be a good thing when we come up against the very difficult enemies. All right. We get the +2 for departing, and this is maxed out. maxed out here, and 1, 2. And we also have the gloves and the boots, which also give us up to 4. So everybody's got 4. Good deal. All right, we are departing. And the beginning of the hunt. First card, migration. Some unforeseen force has set off a massive migration. Nothing remains but uprooted acanthus plants and shattered ground ruined by hooves. Move the screaming antelope 3 spaces away from the survivors on the hunt board. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3. Now he's beyond overwhelming darkness. That's not a good thing. Okay, Olga. That's really not a good thing. Okay, moving on then. We have to roll on the table. 21. 21. All right. It's the Dragon Knight rules, so let's pull out this 21. Okay. Our survivors have come up against drawings. And we do have pictographs. Cowering in a cave, the survivors find strange drawings decorating the wall. They appear to contain a message. Enter survivor with 3+ understanding may try to decipher the drawings by rolling a d10. If the settlement has pictographs, every survivor may roll, regardless of understanding, and add a +4 to their rolls. Yeah, everybody's probably going to roll with a +4 to their rolls, regardless of their understanding. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and confirm that. Regardless of THER, their understanding. Add +4 to the rolls. All right, so here we go. Everybody gets a +4. Well, that's probably a good thing. We got a 14 on the blue. We got a 10 here. I better be careful I drop these. 12 on the red and a 5 on the green. So let's see. It goes up to 8+. So only everybody gets over 8 except for green. Green just gains an insanity. The true meaning escapes green, so green has no idea what these are, but green's a little more insane. Falor's kind of running up there. All right. Everybody else will study this and say the drawings teach you a new way to fight monsters, gain +2 survival, and a random fighting art. So wow, we get 3 random fighting arts right now. So we'll start with red, which is Ying. He could definitely use a fighting art here. Unbreakable. Once per lantern year, you may ignore one of your severe injury results if you do gain a random disorder. Okay. Mighty Strike. On a perfect hit, gain +2 strength until the end of the attack. And Purpose. Your comrades make you strong enough to exceed the limits of death itself. This is Ulga. During the showdown, if you would gain a lethal number of bleed tokens while there are any other standing survivors, roll a d10. On a 6+, you live but are knocked down. You will not bleed to death until you gain another bleeding token. Actually, really good. Really good if you're going to fight the Slender Man. Mighty Strike on Beastly. Beastly's a good name for Mighty Strike there. And Unbreakable on Ying. Once per lantern year, you may ignore one of your severe injury roll results. So this is after we roll too, so we can take it and then say, oh, we lost our head or something. We're going to ignore that. It's like a very epic thing there. All right. Good, that was a great roll. All right, moving on, we're going to pass the token over to Falor here, and he's going to reveal. All right, Vomit Pile. That sounds great. The survivors find half-digested remains of the quarry's last meal. Each survivor may scavenge and gain +1 courage. Roll on the table. Consume all gear, gain a survival, or we can actually gain understanding and a random resource on a good roll. Probably gain a survival, but we may lose consumable gear. So let's check for consumable gear. Yeah, we have the dried acanthus, which we would not like to necessarily lose. Nothing here, so I think Falor is going to scavenge. No consumables here either. So Falor and Olga will probably go and scavenge. Each survivor. So Falor and Olga are going to gain something. So Falor is green and Olga is white. So we'll roll these two. They're going to both gain... Oh, rolled a 1. So, sickening, just to archive all consumable gear, but she doesn't have any. And 8 is not high enough. Just gain 1 survival. You find something undigested and eat it. So he doesn't gain anything except for courage. And she doesn't gain anything. She doesn't lose anything. These guys would potentially lose their dried acanthus, which we don't want to lose right now. All right. Found something on the ground, Falor. What are you doing? All right, moving on. Roll a random event. Oh, 10. Okay. There we go. The Harvester. This event cannot be rerolled or avoided in any way. That sounds horrific, doesn't it? Already bad. The ground quakes and cracks beneath the survivors. A colossal worm bursts from below, its skin a mosaic of screaming faces. Oh, a mere sight of it is maddening. There's a picture of it. Thing is just a mess. All survivors gain 1 random disorder and must spend 1 survival or be devoured whole. If any survivor has noisy gear, the Harvester is drawn to the sound and they are instantly devoured. Nothing can save them. The creature is so horrifying that the survivor's brains erase the experience from memory, do not gain the benefits of your death principle. Jeez! Does anybody have noisy gear? I don't think so. I don't think we have any whisker harps or anything like that. Alright, so everyone needs to spend a survival or die. Oh, and everybody gets a random disorder. Weak spot. When you gain a disorder, roll a random location and record it. We're going to do that in a second. We're just going in order here, pulling them out. Sun Drunk. When you have any +1 strength tokens, you cannot dash, dodge, or run away. Jeez. Immortal. That's a good one. While you're insane, convert all damage dealt to your hit locations to brain damage. You are so busy reveling in your own glory that you cannot spend survival while insane. So that's the only bad thing about it. But you take damage, it just knocks you back down to sanity. Oh, let's shuffle it. An indecision. If you are the event revealer of a hunt, events that calling you to make a roll twice and use the lower. Ooh. Only 1 good one out of that, but usually these are not good. Go right in order here. So Beastly gets the good one, the immortal one, but can't spend survival if he's insane. So Beastly's going to have a token to put on top of his survival so we know. Alright, and then we need a weak spot here. Head. Well, I'm not usually going to run without headgear, but this is Ying, so we're going to make a note on Ying, so try not to forget. Let's see, where is Ying? There's Ying. Equals head. There we go. Okay, so that was pretty horrible. And we will now pass the controller, and it's going all the way down here to our indecisive person. Uh, 97, that's like the opposite end of this table. We're about to enter the overwhelming darkness too, which was not expected. All right, 97, Living Stone. The ground suddenly shifts and rises sharply into the air. The survivors find themselves clutching the back of a giant creature that lay sleeping beneath their feet. The survivors hold on for dear life, absolutely terrified. Nominate a survivor to climb toward the top of the giant to see what lies ahead. Who is going to climb? I'm not even going to read it. Beastly. Beastly is the one that is going to climb because Beastly is immortal. Beastly doesn't even wait. He's just like, I'm doing it. I don't know if I should have rolled that actually. Oh, I lost the page now. Don't count that roll. We're going to come back. Probably roll a skull. Yeah, I did too. All right, we're gonna come back and roll that again. We're not gonna kill Beastly just yet. All right. All right, so here, nominate survivor to climb, see what lies ahead. We roll a d10. So here's the real roll that I'm going to roll here. A 2. Well, that's not much better. Okay, 2 to 7. You reach the top and have a perfect vantage point to see the world. If only there were enough light to see it. Set your insanity to 0. The giant carries you exactly where you're going. Start the showdown immediately. We skipped. Beastly. Your insanity's back to 0. So you're back. You're not immortal. You can spend your survival now. But you took us past the overwhelming darkness, which is always a bad thing for the most part. Right to the antelope. Good job. All right. Beastly. I knew it was a good idea to bring you along. All right. We do need one more survivor here for Olga. Olga is running with a sword. So we have a girl with a sword. Axe, young Rachel. We do have this female right here, and I think she's carrying a sword. Oh, this one, that's a male. Okay. All right. That was a good deal. That was really good. We had a really great thing, a really terrible thing, and then a really good thing at the end there. All right, so we've got this acanthus. We're going to move it around. We do want to try to get some more of this acanthus. Ooh, we've got some good stuff here too. The ore vein, 6 spaces from all other terrain, and the dead monster has to be set up adjacent to the monster. So let's make space for that right there. The dead monster, nothing bad is going to come from that. We need to harvest that. And the ore vein, nothing bad comes from that. So we need to try to get that too. But it needs to be 6 spaces away from all other terrain, which means we'll probably drop it right underneath one of us. Let's put it right underneath Beastly. Maybe not. Let's put it underneath Olga. Okay, there we go. And the Screaming Antelope is here. We're going to shuffle his deck, and we're going to start. Okay. Wish us luck. All right, bite. Closest survivor in field of view. That's any of these, I think. Well, any of these 2. And then it's going to move and attack, but it's not going to get there. It doesn't say that it has to be in range, so it's just going to move here and stop. The Screaming Antelope is running towards us. There's our Screaming Antelope friend. He's running towards us, but he hasn't gotten to us. He rears up. He's pretty big, isn't he? All right. Okay, we're back up. So I think Olga is going to try to get that piece right there. Let's see. That is the ore vein, so we roll a d10. All right, grab Olga's die right here. Come on, big money. 6 is not too bad. 6. Find a iron strange resource. Great. See the iron in there anywhere? There it is. Olga's got the iron. And she can move. She'll move over here. She's going to run over here and try to get some stuff too. Beastly, why don't you take your shot? Beastly, we need to time out Olga here. Beastly's going to take the shot with the claw-headed arrow. Remember, on a perfect hit, he gets a +2. Trying to remember what everybody's got here. All right. So we're doing the claw-headed arrow right here. We don't need to see Fist and Tooth. And the Founding Stone, maybe. Oh, on arrival, we do gain some insanity and survival back here with this nose. Anybody else have a nose? I don't think so. No other noses. Okay. So almost forgot about that nose. Don't forget to check your arrivals when you arrive. I was so excited about Beastly getting there that he didn't get his insanity, but now he's got it back. He's not insane until he's 3+, so he doesn't get to use Immortal. So instead, he can use his survival. So he's going to take a shot with his claw-headed arrow. 7, and to hit with claw-headed arrow is a 6. So that will hit, and again, we're going to drop the evasion down because that's the benefit of that thing. 2 to wound. Restless shoulder, let's see. Yep, that's a wound, so we're going to move the card first. All right, The blow clips the screaming antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker then without turning, move the monster it's one space directly away. Cancel all hits now out of range. So he's going to move back one. And that's okay. Let's see. Falor can move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right in front of him. And Falor gets 3 dice. 2 to hit, 2 to wound. Falor's gonna rip this thing in half. 3 hits. 1. That's bad. The screaming antelope panics under mouth, unleashing an inhuman. The attacker's doomed. All survivors adjacent suffer 2 brain damage and knockback 5. So he gets 2 brain damage. Knockback 5. He gets knocked back here. Whoops. And knocked down. Monster lands on his teeth and begins to slide. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker. And full move in a straight line. Yeah, so turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move in a straight line. Ooh, he's back in the middle. On collision, they suffer disorder, and also they get the trample effect where they take a damage, but okay, nobody got collided with. All right, so Falor just basically ran up there and triggered the trap on the second one. Ying can run. Let's see, Ying. Yeah, Ying doesn't want to dash. We got darts, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're out of range, so I think Ying could just be done. All right, next turn. Gore. Full move the direction the monster is facing and turn to face the closest survivor. Woink. All right, pick a target. Random survivor in range. There's nobody. No target. Graze. So graze is, it full moves towards the closest acanthus plant. It can't get there, so we're just going to move it right back. So it can't do anything. All right, our turn again. So Olga is going to run up here and try to grab that acanthus. She's probably going to just do that quite a bit. She screwed it up. She's going to take 1 terrain damage to her arms. Okay. Falor does stand up, by the way. Ying also cannot quite get there. He could throw darts, but I don't think we're in any real hurry. So he's going to come up here. Let's not get in front of him. Let's try to grab this acanthus. A skull also gets bit in the arms. What is this? These are bugs. It's crawling with bugs in this thing. Okay. Falor's going to move up here, and Beastly's going to move here. I think Beastly cannot do anything, and Falor can use his action to check the top 2 cards of the AI deck. So we're going to check these 2. Great kick, probably put on the bottom. Closest knockdown, furthest threat in range. That'll be one of these 2, and it's going to be a move and a single attack, and then full move in a straight line away from all survivors. So it's going to run again. I'd rather not do the great kick. That hits 4 speed. That hits pretty hard. We want to get rid of that if possible. Okay. Next turn. All right. So we know what's coming up here. It's going to be Bolt. Closest knockdown survivor, there is none. Furthest threat in range, that's one of these 2. I think actually Olga's further, because I have to go down 2. Move and attack. We're going to come down here and hit Olga. Could actually go 2 different ways. Could go this way and down, which is what I think we're going to do. Make it easier for ourselves. Come on. 1 speed, 2+ accuracy on Olga. Well, 1 evasion means 3+ accuracy and 1 damage. That is a hit on her head. Olga will take it. It's only 1 damage to her head. And he's going to full move in a straight line away from all survivors. So he's going to turn around and run this way away from everybody. All right. Let's see. So she's going to go down here to the bug patch and roll on that. A 9, I think, will land us vermin. Yep. Oh, and yeah, archive the terrain. We got a sword beetle here. Gain +1 permanent strength, or nothing happens, or we die if we eat it. I'll put it over here. Ying. Ying will go up here and try to grab another acanthus. Come on, big money here. A 6 is probably enough to get survival. Yeah, we get 1 survival out of that. Falor will come up here and grab the dead monster. Come on, let's get something big. Oh, it was a lantern. Did you see that? 6, 1 basic resource. We'll take a basic resource. That's, I'm not going to complain. Monster organ. And Beastly will run up here and grab that acanthus. Ooh, he almost got the bad thing there. 7 is a survival, but I think he's maxed out, so he doesn't get anything. All right. Everybody went back to this guy. The other thing we could do is maybe somebody could try to hit him, because we don't want him to get that card. So Falor probably should be the one to do it. Got the rawhide set. So we're going to go ahead and let Falor dash. Let's roll it to see if we get it back. We do not. Oh wait, Falor can't reach even if he dashes. Okay, so it's going to have to be Ying then. No. Oh, nobody can get there. Okay. Well, we're going to take the great kick then. Great kick. Random survivor in blind spot. None. Furthest threat in field of view in range. All right, furthest threat in field of view in range. All of them are. So I think we'll go after... Probably go after Falor, because Falor can dodge, I believe. If you have +1 strength token. We don't have any +1 strength tokens. These tokens don't actually count for tokens. So if we get it from somewhere else, that's where that would come in. We'll let him go after Falor. So he's going to run up to Falor. He's going to turn around. Target is adjacent. If the target is adjacent, turn the monster. Actually, I think Falor is going to dash and get away from that. Now we're going to roll it and see if we lose it. We did. So Falor's going to dash away. We'll put him up here so he can get back in there. And that will allow him to get back in. Okay. So it cannot do anything because he's out of range now. He was in range, he targeted him, he come running at him, Falor dashed away during that move and attack blind spot, and the monster couldn't get up there. Okay. Olga's their best chance at critting on this thing, so let's let her run up and actually throw an attack. The Bone Blade, we're not going to use Fist and Tooth or the Founding Stone. The Bone Blade is 2, it takes a 5 to hit and a 6 to wound. So she got 2 hits. She doesn't get anything for that. Yeah, so 2 hits. No super dense, no super dense. Okay, there's only like 1 super dense. Giant Maw snaps shut. If you're adjacent, you must spend survival to react quickly. Okay, so she can spend survival easily enough. Let's go ahead and roll that one. 6 to wound. She missed, so she needs to spend a survival or suffer 3 damage to her arm. And then the Restless Chest, 6 to wound. There's a crit. Gain a Screaming Antelope token. Internal bleeding weakens the monster. He gains a -1 damage. Minimum of 1. So... damage token, here you go. And we get a screaming resource. It was a good call to bring her up. Got a shank bone. Okay, and she will be done. Let's see. Okay, and she did get a hit. Falor also. Why do I got a green token there? That should have been a white one. Anyway, Falor also got a hit, I believe, with his... No, he triggered it. Who got a hit? Oh, it was Beastly. All right, so Falor's going to run in here. He doesn't even need to get behind it. He can just hit from right there. 3 attacks, 2 to hit, 2 damage. 2 to damage. 1, 2, 3. No traps. All right. If you hit with a club or shield, that's not going to happen. If you wound, this disables the powerful running muscles, and this one, on a result of 3+, they're brutally kicked back. Okay, so these are okay. It's okay to roll on all these. I'm going to go with the inner thigh first. That is a wound. He gets a -1 movement. I don't think we need to get tokens. We can just click on him here. -1 move. Okay. Did I move a card on that crit? I did not, did I? Let's move a card on that crit. Because we've hit him 3 times now. Alright. Next is the Restless Shank. That is a wound as well. There's nobody in his blind spot, which is good. Otherwise they might get knocked around. And the next one is the Restless Ear. We crit that too. If the monster would draw an AI, persistent injury, roll a d10 on a result of 8. The screaming antelope is confused and instead makes a full move forward in a straight line. So we're going to get a token to remind us about this so that we do check it. Okay, and Falor is done. And he is going to give way to Ying, who's going to run over here and strike from the backside to make sure that everybody at least gets a hit in. That'll be 2 hits, I believe, with a bone. Or he gets 4 dice. 6 to hit. Well, 5 to hit. So that's 2 hits. And 2 more hits. So 4 hits there. 1, 2, 3. 4. No trap. All right, so we have a first strike. We have to do that first. It glistens with inhuman-like fear, or human-like fear. If the attacker is insane, cancel all hits and end their attack. He is insane, so we cancel all hits and end the attack. So that didn't even work. Okay, he could surge, I think. Go ahead and surge. And attack again. That's a miss. 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Giant tongue first, I think. If this one result. Okay, so -2 toughness, so this one's a 2 to wound. And that wounds. So that will take off his token. So now everybody has hit except Falor, but Falor did hit. There we go. All right. Also, it's odd, so if the wound roll result is even, suffer brain damage, the wound is odd, gain an insanity. Because blood is flying everywhere. All right, next. Restless Flank, we'll go for that one. 5 is enough to wound. Turn the monster to face the attacker. Turn him off here. And we're going to roll on the gnarled horns. And we missed, so... Weapon stuck, tugging frantically, it comes loose, but you stumble and suffer knockback 5. So he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. All right, Beastly. Beastly doesn't really need to take a shot. We're doing so well, so let's get Beastly up here to try to get Acanthus. Another 7 is going to give him a survival, but he doesn't need it. Okay. Beastly is done. Next turn. Okay, the antelope. We need to roll a d10. Okay, so he draws a card. Great kick again. Random survivor in blind spot. There's nobody. So furthest threat in field of view in range. That would be Ying again. So he's going to run at Ying and try to hit him, but Ying's of course going to dash. Dash. Let Ying get over here. He'll run up here, and we'll put Ying right there. He can't hit there, and he can't hit, and he stops, and that's the end of that because he took his interruption there and his survival action. Actually, let's go right here with Ying. After all. Okay, our turn again. So I think let's let Ying go because Ying can pounce. So the pounce here, where is it? We're going to spend both and move 3 spaces in straight line, then activate a melee weapon with +1 strength, but also +1 accuracy. So 1, 2, 3, there you get straight line, +1 strength, +1 accuracy. Means we hit on a 5 now, just like we would be in the blind spot, but we're not. Ooh, we only hit 1 of those. +1 strength means we wound on a 3. We pull the trap. We're doomed. We suffer 2 brain damage. I don't know if I did that last time on the character that was doomed. I think I only did 1 brain damage. I'm gonna give him another one just in case. Split the difference if I didn't do it. Per monster, knockback 5, knockdown. Yeah. Uh-oh. This is where he turns. Lands on his belly and begins to slide his teeth. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move in a straight line. He doesn't move as far as he used to either. Okay. Alright, that's the end of that. And Ying is done. Falor can't get there, but Olga probably can if she dashes, and there's no reason she shouldn't dash, I think. She will go over here. She will roll to dash. She uses her survival, and she will dash up behind him, and she will attack. And it's 4 to hit, 6 to wound. She missed. Let's let her surge. See if she spends it. She does. She just used up all her survival. That will be 1 hit. Did I shuffle that? Let's shuffle that to be fair. Okay, reflex. Let's see. First we're going to attack. 6 to hit, 9 to crit. There's an 8, so we did hit. He's going to turn and face us. Okay. Beastly. Beastly can probably dash and try to get the last Acanthus. There we go. Good job, Beastly. You gain 1 fresh Acanthus. Let's see. Fresh Acanthus right there. That's what we wanted, buddy. Good job. Okay. Got 1 of them out of there. And he dashed and activates, so he's done. And Falor will move. Falor will use his Rawhead Headband to see what's coming. I only have 2 cards, so that would be shuffled in, I think. Bolt and Great Kick. So we're going to put Great Kick down and then Bolt. Okay, and Falor's done. Next turn, get a roll because of the Restless Ear. He's all discombobulated. 3, so he's going to go ahead and draw. Bolt, closest knockdown survivor. In range, right? No, not in range. That is Ying's way up there. And he's going to move and attack. Uh-oh, that means Olga's going to get trampled here. So she's going to get run over. She has no way to get out of the way right now, so she's going to just eat this. 1 damage to her hands, her arms, and he's going to run her over and go through her. She gets knocked down. He can't get there, though. And then he moves and attacks, but he can't do it. I think he doesn't. He stops if he can't get there. I think that's all it does. He can't proceed if he stops the flow, as far as I know. Picks his target, move and attack, fails, and then I believe it stops then. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Same thing, if they pick the target and there's no target, it just stops. Same thing. I believe. Okay. Back to our turn then. So Olga's going to stay down, but Ying's going to get up. Let's let Falor finish this. Or should we give Olga a chance to crit? I think we're going to let Olga have a chance to crit. Let's let Falor try to encourage her to get up. He doesn't spend his survival. So she will stand up. So then Olga will go into the blind spot here. And she will swing. She owes a little bit of vengeance here. A perfect hit, and she doesn't get anything on a perfect hit though. And a 5 is a hit as well, because it hits on a 4. The furry tail first. Let's go for the furry tail. 6 to wound, and 9 to crit. 8 is a wound. That gets rid of the bad one. And then on the palate. 2 is a miss. Jaw snaps shut. You must spend a survival to react quickly or suffer 3 damage to the arm. She has no survival. She's going to suffer 3 damage to the arm. Uh-oh. 1, 2, and then the 3rd damage goes to the table. That was unexpected. A 2? I think she just died. Oh no! Let's see. Is there anything she can do? She doesn't have any things she can eat. I thought she had an acanthus, but I guess that was somebody else. Nope, that killed her. Nope, she's dead. That killed her. Olga has passed away. Wow. Falor encouraged her to get up. Go attack. And then she ran up there and stabbed at it, and it basically just snapped her arm off and killed her. Like it says right here. Vision fades along with your sight of your mangled, armless torso. Like, basically, her arm got snapped. She put her other arm in there, and it got snapped up in there, and it just ripped it off, and then she fell down dead right there. And Falor's just like, oh, that was not what I expected. All right, well, Falor's going to run up there and try to get some revenge. 3 hits. We have a first strike, and Falor is insane. So, it cancels all hits. The thing looks at Falor, and Falor's like, nope. Beastly's going to burn his survival, or to run, to dash. And then he will shoot his bow. 7 is probably a hit. Yep. 1 hit. This is a 7. That is a wound, so we'll get rid of Bolt now. Okay. Falor is done. Beastly is done. And now Ying will run up, attack the face here. 4. A perfect hit with a dagger will restore survival. +1 survival. So, 2 hits. This has a -2 toughness to wound. So let's do the giant tongue. We're going to try to pierce the tongue. We missed. 4 to wound on the restless chest. We missed again. Let's surge. Somebody's got to surge. We'll let him surge. Jeez. Oh, we just got 2 lanterns there. That's 3 hits, and we got 2 survival back. 1, 2, 3. All right. I guess, don't forget, if I fail, I forgot all about this weapon. If I fail, I can discard another card and try that again. So that's something to remember. He's gonna collide with Falor if we let him. Let's go for the Restless Shoulder. 4 to wound and kill. And we missed again! Alright. Your blow clips the antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker, then without turning, move this monster directly away 1 space. That's a wound, so we missed. Okay, well I'm going to cancel the reflex then, because I can cancel and try again. Got a wound. Come on, there's an 8. That's a wound. That'll kill it. It will not respond after being killed. Alright, so he's dead. Well, that was unexpectedly horrific. Okay, well, everybody gains some hunt XP. Getting close to mastery with that weapon proficiency there. Beastly got his age token. Let's see, that is 11, it said. So 1 random fighting art. Last man standing. Beastly's tough, you know. He's immortal, he's got Mighty Strike, and now, while you're the only survivor on the Showdown board, you may not gain bleeding tokens or be knocked down. That's pretty pretty epic, Beastly. Pretty epic. Even your disorder is pretty epic. Alright. Okay, I think that's everybody. We will shuffle the antelope cards and the basic resource, and we'll gain 4. I guess we flip them as we pull. Pelt, bone, brain, and tooth. And when we gain this, a survivor's choice gains insanity. Let's give it to Beastly. We need hide. Hide! Hide! There's 1. Hide! Okay. Not as great as we'd hoped, but decent. Okay, we are now returning survivors. Why is this cloth here? Its cloth should probably be up here. Okay, we are now returning survivors. Oh no. I hate it when it does that. Okay, we're now returning survivors. These are separated, I think. Okay. Heal and rest, everybody. That thing didn't do much damage, but it did slaughter Ulga. Okay, we'll close down the battle UI. We'll mix this back in. And timeline. Let's do this right here so we can follow along. Whoops. Okay, we gain our endeavors. Because we have collective toil, our population is 16, so we get 1 extra. And because we have graves, so somebody died during the showdown, we get 2 extra. 1, 2. So there you have it. We have a lot of endeavors to spend this time around. All right, the next thing to do is update the timeline. This is kind of scary this time around. Timeline has a lot of stuff going for it right now. All right. First, we have Glossolalia. Settlement calls out to the returning survivors in a chorus of unknown tongues. Uh-oh, nominate 1 survivor. Beastly, you're going in. You're immortal. You're like trudging forward. And you're like, this is it. This is the big 2. That's not good. The survivor begins to argue endlessly with everyone. -3 endeavors. We got plenty of endeavors. We're okay with that. That's funny. Okay. It prevents science endeavors and it prevents education endeavors. But we do require pictographs. We have automatic writing. You can write the story of your death, gain a disorder, 1 to 6. Your scribbles are meaningless, or you gain the crazed fighting art. Well, the chance of gaining crazed fighting art is so low that it's kind of useless. Deep listen, spend 2 resources. Without a language to distract them, settlement learns to time their movement. They can gain a token of movement for the next phase. All right. Well, none of those are any good, really. This crazed fighting art is good, but I think every time you roll a lantern, you get a perfect. It's considered a perfect hit. You get a +1 insanity, but getting a disorder and just meaningless scribbles. But I guess it's okay, because I mean, if you have a whole bunch of these, we could have used it, but we're not going to do that. All right. Timeline here. We have a lot to go through right now. Rumbling in the dark. A low, constant rumble woke a woman sleeping on the ground. She quietly shifted her bedding aside and lowered her ear to the ground. Something strange was happening out in the darkness. In a breathless moment, the woman's wonder overcame her, and she set out to find the source of the tremors underfoot. Nominate a female survivor. That survivor gains +1 permanent strength. I know exactly who's doing this. Katya is doing this. Katya is going to gain +1 permanent strength. She now has 2 permanent strength. Katya is watching this guy. The woman followed her feet, feeling her way toward the rumble until it became a quake. Ahead she saw a peculiar figure struggling to push a massive sphere up a hill. The object appeared quite heavy, and the creature faltered off and losing ground. Each time it did, it redoubled its efforts and rolled the massive weight back up the hill, shaking the ground anew. At first glance, the struggle appeared clumsy and pathetic, but as she watched, the woman was taken by the creature's unrelenting perseverance. Even after the monster crested the hill and vanished, its noble form and simple mission stayed with her. Admiration was too weak a word to describe her feelings. She gains the vermin obsession disorder. So we're going to spawn Katya. I think she might not have been... No, there she is. And she's now obsessed with vermin. Anytime she sees a vermin on the board, a bug, she's going to go after it. Or she can't spend her survival. She has flower addiction and vermin obsession. Okay. And I think the woman stole quietly back to the settlement, waking no one. Although the others slept soundly, she remained awake, invigorated by witnessing such dedication and exertion. She searched the settlement for the smoothest object she could find and began to roll it. Emulating the monster, she would teach the settlement its ways and show them perfect persistence. Gain the roundstone training innovation, and you may now hunt the dung beetle knight. And I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. All right, roundstone training. And we can endeavor at this and gain either motion sickness disorder, cross-arm block, tumble, or a couple other fighting arts that are really good. So that's a good thing to have in our settlement. And Katya, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it. You do have this great situation going on here. You both addicted to flowers and bugs because bugs hang out on flowers, you know? All right, it makes total sense to me. All right, population, moving on. Oh, timeline, moving on. Promise under the sun. Promise under the sun. There was once a boy and a girl who met under a blanket of darkness and counted the lights in the sky together. When their lips touched, the sun dawned for the first time. I have a crazy dream to share with you, said the girl. We will hunt down that light and live under it together forever. I swear to you, we'll live that dream together, said the boy. He felt the promise swell in his heart. The boy and the boy grew into man and woman. Together they cooked many meals, repaired weapons, fought monsters, and gave up on starting a family. Although their childhood promise was forgotten with the passage of time, they shared a great love. But one day the woman fell ill. As they lay counting the lights in the skies they always had, the sun finally dawned again. Excitedly, the man turned to the woman, but she had stopped counting some time ago. Beneath the warmth of the sun, he kissed her cold body goodbye and remembered their promise. He decided he would hunt the sun, so they may bury her with it. Nominate a survivor to gain the Burning Ambition fighting art. You may now hunt Sunstalker. Let's see, Burning Ambition. think that's what we just lost, isn't it? No. It just says when you are instructed to skip the next hunt, ignore it. Who was the one who did this with his girlfriend? We need somebody tragic. Brick. No. Yeah, Brick. Let's do Brick. Brick can now skip the next hunt. Or doesn't skip the next hunt if he has to skip the next hunt. He can go on everything. All right, let's see. Timeline. Whoop. Yeah, we can hunt the dung beetle. We can also hunt the sunstalker, which I've never hunted before. So that'll be an interesting and terrible experience, I'm sure. Let's see. Okay. Back to the timeline. Glowing crater. Uh-oh. Secret glimpse becomes an obsession. Fiery light slices through the sky. Nominate survivor. They are the only witness. Who's going to witness this? Somebody who's up wandering during the night. Let's see. Let's do words. Words is we're gonna say Agathon's kid. Words was up during the night, wandering. Okay. The witness sets out in the dark, certain that their fate awaits in the place the light landed. They gain the destined disorder. Destins. If you do not depart, lose all insanity, all survival and insanity. Oh. Okay, we'll pack up Brick here. You're grounded. If you do not depart, you gain. So we need to write that on the population words. No depart equals lose insanity and survival. I should say all, so because we're going to see most of the time it won't depart. It will be on this right here. Okay. When they reach the steaming crater's edge in time to see a pale, slender form emerge from massive steam-filled husk, a piteous sigh falls over the surroundings like a heavy pall as the naked form strides away unscathed and unmoved. The witness dives into the crater, sending glittering embers of paper ash into the air. Breathlessly, they sift through the debris, searing their hands on still burning remains. The nominated survivor gains Destiny, Husk, Rare Gear, and Acid Palm's ability. Acid Palms add 1d10 to your wound attempts when attacking with Tooth and Fist. Jeez. Okay. We'll get that in a second. The witness arrives at the settlement wearing nothing but a milky green membrane held tightly around their body by their burnt up hands. In the eyes is a boundless look of peaceful resignation. They may now hunt the Dragon King. Add it to the quarries. Okay. He sounds horrible. You may now hunt the Dragon King. Okay, so we need to find some things here. So abilities. Let's reset this. And we need acid. Acid palms. Add a d10 strength when attacking with fist and tooth. So words is probably going to be doing fist and tooth then. Because that's a pretty big deal. And Destiny Husk Rare Gear. Destiny Husk. That's probably under the Dragon Knight. Let's see. Dragon Knight. King. Dragon King. There he is. Okay, we need gear. Dragon King Rare Gear, yeah. Let's flip it back and search. Husk of Destiny, that's what it was, right? It says the Destiny Husk, but I'm assuming it's the Husk of Destiny. Your destiny is fulfilled, you are always insane. It's cursed, so we can't take it off. Words is always going to have that. We're going to put it right there. And it takes up a gear slot, but always insane means we may be able to do something. You lose all your survival insanity, but you're always considered insane. So that might be good, that might be bad, I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, we're going to pack him up, drop that card in there so that we can get it out later. Okay, that was an interesting deal. All right, moving right along, we're now at the Hooded Knight. This is what I was dreading a little bit. If any survivor has a Twilight Sword, they duel the Knight. So here, duel, roll a d10. Falor pulls out his Twilight Sword and says, I've been training with this. I am a level 6 now. He is now deadly with it, which he gets a +1 luck as well. But we're going to see what happens. He rolls a d10. And I rolled an 8, which probably is good. And add +1 to the result for each Twilight Sword weapon proficiency level. And as I said, we have 6. So that is a 14 right there. Let's see what we get. 14, 11 plus. Gain 2 levels of weapon proficiency, +1 insanity, and +1 survival. Wow, so we basically won the fight and gained 2 levels of weapon proficiency. And that makes us the master. +1 insanity, +1 survival, and we flip it to the mastery side. Any survivor who attains the sword leaves the settlement forever in pursuit of a higher purpose. Remove them from the settlement population. You may place the master Twilight's sword in another survivor's gear grid and archive it. Or archive. You may place the master's Twilight sword. Oh no! I never mastered the sword. He's like, okay, I'm awesome. My name's Falor, shining fool of the lion. I am not dead. I'm just leaving forever. And we may pass this sword on, as epic as it is, knowing that the person who has it is going to just walk away. He was epic. We were going to throw him at the Slender Man. That sword is both epic and terrible, but let's see. You may place the Master's Twilight Sword in another survivor's gear grid or archive it. Well, I don't think we want to lose it. I mean, it's a really good sword once you get trained up in it. So he is our stalwart guy, Bone Whisker. He was going up against our enemy there. He's gone. Falor walks away. And we're going to put him down here because he just walked off. He didn't die. So I don't even think we get a grave because he didn't die. So that is horrible. Yeah, just removed from the settlement's population. Jeez. I guess we can just delete him because he's gone. Goodbye, Falor. Please delete the box first. Okay. Falor is gone, ladies and gentlemen, and that was a bit of a shocker. We've been training him for a while. Now we need to give this sword to somebody else. Somebody who is maybe immortal. Who is the last man standing? Let's see, how far are we from the Slender Man? We've got the one more hunt in front of us before we have to deal with the Slender Man, and we have no ranks in this sword, so I think I think we're going to give it to Beastly. Beastly is, he's now proficient in Twilight Sword. Beastly, just don't be a master and walk off, but you are immortal, so you might feel like, you know, you're immortal. You can be the last man standing, you're immortal. You're the Mighty Strike. You took Falor to the final hunt there and then showed him the light, so he is passing it on. Also, that's the end of that. Let's see. Okay. Give you that weapon proficiency. All right. And he leaves with unfinished business, so he's coming back in 4 years. Timeline 1, 2, 3, 4. He's coming back again to this time deal with Beastly. I put that in the wrong spot. That's okay. All right, and then the Bone Witch. One day, the exiles emerged from the darkness, the one we had sent away. The settlement worried at the sound of her wailing chants. Everyone feared what mystery kept her alive in the darkness all these years. Some could not resist asking. All non-deaf returning survivors gain +3 insanity. There's only 2 of us left now. Beastly, Akacha doesn't count, and Ying. Let's get Ying back in here. Gains +3 insanity. That's good for Beastly. Alright. The most insane returning survivor is inexorably drawn to the Bone Witch and must endeavor at the witch camp. Okay, we've seen this before, right? So Ying is going to endeavor at the witch camp. Get the blue die back up here. So Ying has to roll a d10. Big money here. 9 is good. Okay. Otherwise, okay, so 9. The Bone Witch whispers the horrors and wonders she's seen, arming you with valuable knowledge. Gain +2 insanity, +1 understanding, and the Bone Whisperer secret fighting art. We've seen the Bone Whisperer secret fighting art before. Trying to find it quick. Don't see it. Bone Whisperer. 2 insanity, 1 understanding, and we've seen the Bone Whisperer come back. It was on Olga, or on Falor, wasn't it? Now it's gone, but now it's back again. All right. Gain the Bone Whisperer secret fighting art. Okay. And that's the end of the Bone Witch. We don't see her again, I think. Okay, good deal. Falor's gone, but Ying is getting pretty tough too. I think that's the end of our timeline. Yeah, that's the end. We're at the, finally got through that. So update the death count. Olga did die, so we need to update that. Move her to the top here. There we go. Check milestones. I don't think there's any milestones left for us. And now we develop. All right. Okay. This is a tough call because we do, of course, want to get hide for the bandages because the Slender Man is going to chop us up. And I think this is the last hunt. Yeah. Bone Witch comes again next year. We have 3 Bone Witches. The Slender Man is going to come here on Forgotten Fear unless we push him to the end. We may have to consider doing that. If we use our pelts for bandages, we're only going to get 2 out of this. I was hoping for more. We could endeavor to innovate. So let's go ahead and innovate. We have Symposium, so we can draw 4. All right, beds are good because they give you the ability to heal some stuff, also give you a survival limit. Storytelling, we can gain understanding, survival, or insanity, or the white speaker. Partnership doesn't do much other than... I don't know why we would do partner when both arrive. It just gives them their survival. Song of the Brave. I haven't seen this one before. Music, drum, consequence. They lift up their voices in darkness. On arrival, each non-death survivor may remove one negative attribute token. During the overwhelming darkness, each non-death survivor may select Path of the Brave. I think we're probably going to do that one. Although bed is tempting. We're going to go with Song of the Brave. And we need to add the Song of the Brave consequences. Okay. Okay, so on arrival, remove each non-death survivor may remove one negative attribute token. If we get one during the hunt or something. During the overwhelming darkness, we can choose Path of the Brave, which is much better, I think, than the other path, which is Path of the Doomed. Path of the Brave gives us a little bit better chance, I think, to get through without anything. We don't die in Path of the Brave. We die in Path of the Doomed, and also Path of the Insane. Insane survivors, survivors with 3+ courage. So Song of the Brave means we sing to each other, and each survivor may select it, so we don't have to, but, you know. All right. Do have love juice to try to have kids. We do have acanthus as well. We've got lots of bone. We can actually put the guitars together now. We need a lion. We need hide. No, we can't put them together. We need hide. All these bones. Look at all these bones we have. This is bone too. We got the 2 teeth, but we don't have that. So let's see. The stone circle is organs and hide. Weapon crafter, bones and hide. We could build the weapon crafter. We have 1 organ. We do have 1 hide available. So we can do bones. Bone and hide, I think, is what we're going to do. And do the weapon craft. We just got so much bone. So we're going to get rid of these 2. 1, 2, and maybe a lion claw 3. And what was it? An hide? Yeah, hide. Pelt. I'm going to build the weapon crafter. It's the most realistic thing to put out here. So, weapon crafter. We do need heat, and we have heat right here. Our lantern oven. And then we could build a scrap sword with our bone. We can build the scrap dagger as well with our bone and scrap. That's a big deal. We've got, let's see, build a hammer with bone and scrap. So this is really good for us right now. The great cat bone, I think we do have one. We do have one of those. We could build the Zanbato as well. So we got a lot of stuff we can build. Also, it gives us the chance to scavenge for more broken lanterns, and we can gain courage doing that. So let's get these out, and then you can see what we've got here. We do have a lot of people with the sword proficiency, but the scrap sword is really tough. Okay. On a perfect hit, the edge sharpens, gain +4. If you match up 2 red and a blue affinity, you gain deadly, which gives it the chance to have the +1 to luck there. Scrap dagger is really good because it doesn't break. On a perfect hit, the edge sharpens, gain +2 strength for the rest of the attack. And it does 3 dice. And yeah, we're going to be able to build some of that stuff. Okay. We do want to do the love juice, so let's go ahead and delete that. Because we have the protect the young, we can roll twice. We need to nominate people for this. I think Olga's dead. Let's do Ranger. Yeah, let's do Ranger and an unnamed female survivor right here. I think. Well, we can name her. Name her. Actually, we had somebody recommend Soleil, I think. We'll name the female Soleil here and give her. She's already got survival. So Ranger and Soleil. We also have another name for males. Let's see if I have any unnamed males right now. We have Spike, I think. Give Spike a name here, and we have another male here for Icarus as well. Okay, so Soleil and Ranger are going to endeavor to have children together. So the die here is Ranger, and here is Soleil. 6. So 6 gives us +1 population. And this will be a male. Let's do female. +1 understanding for being born. Congratulations, you're part of the settlement now. Okay. I'm gonna put the fresh acanthus here. I'm not gonna use it actually. And the iron we're not gonna use either right now. Sword beetle we're gonna save. The screaming brain we're probably gonna save. So let's see what we can do here. Scrap sword, we do have heat, and we do want to build scrap sword, so let's throw out a couple bones. Well, we could do the great cat bone, and 2 hide we don't have, so we could save the great cat bone if we want. We could throw out 2 other bones. Throw out 2 shank bones maybe. Shank bones, 2 bones, and a scrap. And we will get a scrap sword. And we would like to make a scrap dagger too, so we're going to throw out a bone and a scrap, so get rid of the scrap. We're going to throw out another bone. That is a scrap dagger. We're going to hold on to the 2 teeth for the catars there. We could throw out 2 bones and an organ. Would like to save the spiral, the tooth. We could save these and the great cat bone. So I could throw out the flat teeth actually, if I wanted to throw out 2 bones and an organ for the whistling mace. On a perfect hit, reveal the next AI card. Place it on top or bottom of the AI deck. If any attack rolls of 1, you hit yourself and suffer 1 damage. So that's kind of scary. It is a whip, so it kind of does that stuff. So it's something we would use for our tank, I guess. So we may hold off on it. Let's see. Our Twilight Sword person is going to be here. The Zabato and other ones, I think that's 2-handed. It's bone, so it'd probably shatter. We tried to use it. Wouldn't mind getting the counterweighted axe either. 2 bones, a hide, and an organ, but we don't have that right now. So I think we're pretty good, unless I wanted to build another weapon, but I think we're okay. All right, to Endeavor now. We can't endeavor at science and education, and Roundstone training is education because of the glossolalia. Glossolalia. Science and education, it prevents us. We could endeavor at drums if we wanted to get rhythm chaser or get insanity or something. I don't know that it's totally necessary. I think instead, probably the thing that I would probably want to do, since I can't do roundstone training this time around, is to just give the 3 points to somebody. And if I'm going to give it to anybody, it's probably going to be Beastly. I could give him 3 hunt XP, not Beastly, the 3 hunt XP to words, that's it. I want to give words 1 so that he will get something. So we'll spawn him because we're going to have him go fist and tooth. So he will be fist and tooth now, and we're going to go ahead and roll that. You got a 13, which is a fighting art. Hopefully it complements fist and tooth. Extra sense. You may dodge 1 additional time per round. That's okay. We take that. That's a pretty good one. Okay. And we use, that's 1. We could use 2 more to level up somebody else, too. Let's see. This survivor has bonus evasion. These are all, well, Brick is there, but let's give, oh, doesn't have bonus evasion, does he? It was just a artifact. Sometimes that happens. There's an artifact that's kind of left in there. Beastly's kid, looking for somebody that we could send. Icarus. Yang, we're probably not going to take out because he's got some pretty serious disorders right now. Until we get bloodletting to deal with stuff like that. Really not a lot of people that could use 2 experience. I guess everybody could technically. Let's let probably Icarus. Okay, we'll spawn Icarus here. Icarus will get 2, and then is going to take a weapon proficiency next time. Now we're going to roll it, see what he gets here. 9 is another random fighting art, which is okay as long as we get something good. And this could decide what we're going to make him go. Acrobatics. When you're adjacent to the monster, you may spend movement to place your survivor on the other space adjacent to the monster. On any other space. Okay, so that's kind of good. Kind of mobile fighter there. And we also get a star here for whatever we decide to do. All right. I think that's good. That's all of our endeavors. We did not get any bandages for coming up against the Slender Man, which is a little bit scary. We may have to see how the next hunt goes before we decide if we're going to face him in the hunt showdown or earlier, because you can face him here early and then you can hunt something else, which is ideal. We could send 4 people in to die. I think we can also run away from the Slender Man too, which may be the best bet. Send 4 people in and just run. Because that thing's pretty scary and it doesn't give us very much except black water, and I don't think that we would like to fight him. I don't think Beastly is that interested. All right, so we're going to go after the Screaming Antelope again. So we're going to prepare our departing survivors here. We definitely want more hide. All right, so Words is our fist and tooth guy, right? Yeah, so he's going to lose everything if he doesn't depart. So we're going to go ahead and take him. He's got the bow right now. I don't know that I need him to have the bow. I think we'll see here in a second. Let's hold off on this for a second. We want to take Brick for sure. Brick's going to go into this slot. Not Katya. Gotta be careful with Katya's card there. Brick. Here he is. Yeah, we're gonna take Brick. We're gonna take this bone blade out and put his spear back in because he's training on spear, and he gets +3 luck. But he's only got 2 in there. He's about ready to get his 3rd one. So the question is, should we keep him on spear, or should we switch to the some other thing because of the luck? Because the scrap sword gains deadly, but I think we're gonna stick with the spear because he gets 3 luck, and well, the scrap sword, the dagger does 3 attacks. I mean, it is early enough to consider switching him up if we wanted to do that. And he's able to keep going with Burning Ambition. He doesn't have to skip. He would need 2 red and a blue, and I don't think he's going to have 2 red and a blue. He's got 2 blue here. Oh, the luck isn't connected right here. Whoops. Oh, we don't need it to. We don't need it to. Yeah. Okay. I think we're just going to keep him with spear. That's probably the best bet. Keep him running with the spear. All right. And then, do we want Icarus in there? I'm not sure yet. Let's pack up Icarus. Probably we're going to bring Agathon. We would like to bring Beastly to train him with the Twilight Sword. He's pretty horrible with it. It's slow. He's cursed. He's going to need something else right now. So I think Beastly can probably go right here. And then he'll have the sword. Words can go here. Yeah, Words is going here. No weapons, so probably give a Founding Stone just in case. Could give the Bone Darts too. I forgot to have a movement token here because we connected it last time. All right, we have the Scrap Sword. We have the dagger we would like to try to get on people. So spear, fist and tooth. Let's see. Does anybody have a sword proficiency that they're doing well with? I think Agathon is going to be the one to use. So Agathon, he's going to be a sword, but putting him here is not the ideal place for the sword slot. Because you get the daggers there. See, I don't think anybody else is studying daggers right now either. Icarus could study daggers. Oh, we do have Ying. Ying is studying daggers. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bow out with Agathon for now. We're going to pack Agathon back up here. And we're going to go ahead and bring Ying. Yeah, because now we've got a good dagger to put in there. This bone dagger could fill the slot temporarily. I don't think we have anything else to put there. We do have a scrap sword. That gives a +1 movement because I have to watch that for next time. Don't necessarily need a founding stone here. Don't see any other setup. A helmet sometimes can go here, but we don't really have anything that'll fit there, one of these helmets, but it's going to take away from the lion head set. That makes it hard. It's hard to get this to connect. Okay, so we're going in with 2 daggers this time, but we can, of course, we can use either or. But the only reason I'm taking this dagger is to connect the boots so we can move a little faster. And this dagger is the actual one he's going to use. And on a perfect hit, the edge sharpens. He gets +2 strength for the rest of the attack. And gets +2 strength anyway because daggers get the bonus there. So both of those weapons are going to get that. We lose all of this stuff down here. We're going to have to check all that later, I think. All right, words. Words needs a mini. Let's see. We need a mini that looks a little bit like just a man with nothing. There's an unarmored man with a shield. That's tempting. We're going to take this one. Here's words. All right. This is our team that's going after the antelope. I'm going to clean up the showdown, clean up the hunt, and spawn a new hunt with the screaming antelope, level 1. The last level 1 antelope should have been easy, but killed somebody. So that's kind of terrifying. All right. Pretty good. All right, thanks for joining. I hope you had a good time watching this episode. If you have any advice or if you caught me making any mistakes, be sure to let me know and I'll go back and fix it. Otherwise, take care and we'll see you in the next episode.